Can you see it now? Okay. I don't know. I rejoin and fix it. Okay, fine. So I was talking about databases. So there are lot many applications in the world which needs a database services like MySQL, Oracle, and even NoSQL databases like MongoDB, Cassandra. There are so many databases in the world. PostgreSQL, Microsoft SQL Server. So certainly we are not database admins, but we may need to touch database few times, and I'll show you when and how and why. Okay, but before we go and set up database manually, I'm going to show you how AWS gives us the feature of setting up database for ourselves. We have some documents also, and vProfile application that we are going to see also needs a database, and we're going to use these databases to connect to our application that you will see tomorrow and day after tomorrow. So see, ideally, so there are so many services or softwares that can help us set up the database. As I was telling you, there is MySQL, there is Aurora, Amazon Aurora from Amazon itself, and the Oracle, of course, the PostgreSQL. So these are SQL, or we say a relational database. The data is stored into tables and columns there, SQL data. Okay, so if you want to set up any kind of database on AWS, and we're talking about EC2 service that we have seen, so we'll create an EC2 instance, we'll create a virtual machine, the instance, and we'll log into it and we'll install MySQL like we installed Apache, and then we bring up its service like we did for Apache, right? And then we create tables and schemas, and if we have database admin, they'll take care of it. Okay, now doing it all by ourselves is doable, and people have been doing it from a long time. Either you want to set it up on EC2 instance or a virtual machine or a physical machine. Now creating is not such a big deal. You have seen in setting up, installing Apache is no big deal. Install the package, start the service, deploy your application, we are done. So creating a service is no big deal, but managing it is a problem. When you talk about security, high availability, there's so many things that comes into the picture over there. So database is the place where all the data is kept, all the sequence or relational data is kept. Like for example, you're on a social networking website and you have your profile information, your name, your numbers, your images. Images does not go in database, but there's so many things, information about yourself that gets stored into the database. So if the database got corrupted or not, or is lost, okay, all that information is lost. Okay, data is money today. Okay, data is everything. All right, so we need to keep the data safe, secure, up and running all the time. Okay, and that needs a lot of effort. You need to take regular backups of database, because if something goes wrong while you're updating the database or you're deploying a new software, something goes wrong, database gets corrupted, you should be able to restore it. Okay, that's very important. The database should be highly available. We have seen the load balancer, right? In load balancer, under load balancer, we have multiple instances, right? We did it for high availability. So if one goes down, the website is still running. Right? So your database also should be highly available. It should be in multiple zones, multiple data centers. So one data center goes down, the other data center is still up and running. Okay, it should be high performing, because database is the place which gets hits, lot of hits. Okay, continuously people are storing some data, and the database is continuously accessed by the application. Let's say Apache is trying to access the database and with some other application, a PHP application or a Java application, continuously adding the data and reading the data. Okay, so it has to be slow. The IO, the input output for the database should be fast and not slow. And so there are so many things, okay, that needs to be taken care. So either we do it ourselves, and if you want to do all those things, you need to have database admins. Now there are people who are there's separate job roles like DB admins. I'm sure you must have heard about them, right? So what do? They take care of the database. Like we have system admin who take care about the systems. We have cloud admins who take care about the cloud. Okay, like that we have DB admins who take care about the DB. Okay, because there's a lot of work in DB. But how about I use database, I use all those features, okay, I keep it running highly available, but I'm not managing it. AWS is managing it for me. All right, that sounds cool, because we're gonna save a lot of money over there when it comes to manpower. You're going to save a lot of time, okay, and a lot of headache is gone, because database, trust me, is a big headache. Okay, so AWS provides as a service, AWS RDS, Relational Database Service. Okay, it's a platform as a service. When I was talking about cloud computing initially in the first session, I told you different kinds of services: infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and software as a service. Right? So RDS is a platform as a service. It gives us a platform, database platform. I just go ahead and select which platform I want. I want MySQL. Okay, done. Create it. Now AWS is going to manage it, but you still have control over it, and we'll see what kind of controls we have over there. So we're going to go ahead and set up an AWS RDS, okay, in our AWS account. So I'll search for RDS, Relational Database Service. Right. So now today you'll see the power of platform as a service, right? If you have to do the same thing with, okay, I'm sharing this. All right, yeah, sorry. Okay, so Amazon Relational Database Service. It says, Amazon Relational Database Service, or we call it as Amazon RDS, makes it easy to set up. That is true. Operate. That's what we want. And scale relational database in the cloud. Scaling is important. Okay, we used load balancer and we used instances under the load balancer because there is one more reason we can scale. I have just 2 instances under my load balancer for serving the web traffic. Now I need I need more instances. I need more compute resource. I just create new instance. I add it under load balancer. So I'm scaling. I'm horizontally scaling. Okay, so here they're saying it's also scalable. Okay, which is amazing. Scaling database is really a creepy work, I'm telling you. Okay, and it provides cost-efficient, resizable capacity while managing time-consuming database. Blah 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 blah. Okay, what does it mean? Well, cost-efficient. Yes, in long run, it is cost-efficient. See, RDS does not charge anything extra to you. Okay, RDS service will internally create some EC2 instances which you won't see. It will take backups, so it will take snapshots. So they will charge for the snapshots. So whatever RDS is doing internally, it's only charging you for that. As a RDS, you don't pay anything extra. Okay, so if you do it yourself manually, you'd be spending same amount of money. Plus, there is a DB admin, okay, who's doing it for you, or a group of DB admin. Okay, here everything is done automated. Okay, plus it's taking the same amount of money from you. All right, so it's a fair deal. I would say it's the best deal. Any startup organization, I really recommend this is go for database. Okay, you're into startups. Okay, don't waste your time in setting up database by yourself. Trust Amazon RDS. I've been using it for a lot of customers from a very long time, from the very beginning, and it's amazing. Trust me, there's so many features and it's self-managed. Okay, and database is really a big headache. If AWS is managing for us, okay, let's do it. So that was about startup, but there are big organizations also who's using RDS. I was serving one organization, and I can't name the product, but it's an international product. Okay, and they are using RDS. So my point here is, you can use it for small startups to huge organizations. Okay, it has full capability of doing everything. All right. So let's click on Get Started now. Okay, now this is the platform that we have to select. What platform do you need? So see, this is an old version of RDS. Okay, probably we'll get a new UI web interface. In the book, I have the same interface. Cancel this. Do I have a place where I'm getting? Yeah. Try out new console. Huh? Wait. Oh, it's not even letting me try. Come on. What's wrong? Alright, fine. Okay, see, this is a new console of RDS. In the book, you have the old console. Amazon is currently working on web interfaces a lot. There's so many places where you'll see a different web interface compared to what you see in the book. It just happened this month. But all the features, everything, the settings, everything remains the same. Just the look and feel they've changed. Okay. So get started now. Now here you select the database which you want, the engine. Okay, the engine option. So you just select the platform, and rest it will do it for you. So we'll go for MySQL. So it's Amazon Aurora. They say is the fastest database from Amazon. Okay, that's what they claim. I have not certainly tested it, so I can't tell you. But so far, Amazon are true to their promises. Then there is MariaDB, which is exactly similar to MySQL. It's a clone of MySQL. MySQL was acquired by Oracle, so open source guys created a MariaDB before Oracle kills MySQL, right? But Oracle is not doing it now because we have MariaDB. So even MySQL is Oracle kills MySQL, we still have MariaDB. It's the clone. Okay, open source. Right? These are open source. PostgreSQL. Then you have Oracle also. You have Microsoft SQL Server. So you have this 6 engine that it supports. If you're looking for something else which is not here, then RDS is not for you. You have to do it yourself. Okay. All right. So I'm going to show you free tier. All right. So that's why I'm going for MySQL. Right. So let me go next. Okay. Now use case. All right. So what's your use case? You want to do it for production with Amazon Aurora. It is saying they recommend it. Okay. Then production MySQL. So there's a difference between production and dev test over here. The difference is it says use multi-AZ deployment, multi-zone. Am I not audible? Yeah. Chinna Reddy, I'm audible. Okay. So production is multi-AZ deployment, means it's going to deploy your RDS into multiple zones. Okay, like every region has multiple zones. I've shown you. North Virginia, minimum 2 zones will be available in every region. So if you go for production, it's going to do multi zone deployment. It's for high availability. If if one of the instance goes down, the other will be still up and running. If there is an upgrade or anything, okay, it's going to do the rolling upgrade. One will be down and upgraded, then comes back. The other goes down, upgraded, then comes back. Okay, so it's going to be highly available all the time, and you don't have to do anything. You don't have to set up load balancer, nothing. It's all automated. Okay, just get a URL, that's all. Okay, and still you have some places where you can control it. Okay, that I'll show you. Then we have provisioned IOPS storage for production. The volume type, remember I told you it's the fastest one. It is used for databases. Okay, but it's expensive. Okay, if you're going for production, you go with this option. Otherwise, dev and test is good for us because we're just learning and it's free tier. So we're not spending money while you're learning. Okay, so just take dev and test. Okay, again I'm repeating. If you go production, it's gonna cost a lot of money to you. Okay, because databases are not as cheap as you think. Okay, click on next. Okay, now licensing, since we're using MySQL, it's open source, so general public license, and you can select the version. All right, so it supports these many versions of MySQL. Okay, if the version that you are looking for is not present here, then you have to go and do it yourself. Okay, when I say do it yourself, that means if you're using AWS, then you create EC2 instance, install MySQL by yourself, and manage it by yourself. Okay, that's what I mean. Even an EC2 or a virtual machine or a physical machine. All right, so we're going to keep this version what it's telling us to do. Okay, we can have a better one or latest version, or can go with the older version. Okay, and this information you'll get from the developers and architect. Okay, which version of MySQL they're looking for. You don't make a choice there. Okay, now no issue limitation. Okay, so for free tier, it is saying you have to select the instance type as DB T2 micro. So here also we have instance type, but there is just a DB attached in front of the instance name. Okay, so it's telling us, use DB2 micro if you are interested in free tier. I think up to 20 GB of storage is free. Okay, so again we're getting an option. Do you still want to do multi-AZ deployment? See, I'm saying no. Storage type. Do you want provisioned IOPS or general purpose is good? General purpose is good. Okay, see, we're just learning. Okay, if it's production real time, then you go multi-AZ and provisioned IOPS. Okay, to save money, you can still be on general general purpose volume type, and if you find the database is slow, then you can migrate to provisioned IOPS. Some application doesn't use database too much. Okay, some use it too much, right? So it depends on the usage. If the database is not used too much, there's no point in selecting provisioned IOPS. If you don't want it to be the if you don't want to ride your bike fast, right? You don't need to purchase a super bike, and you can go with a normal bike. But if your intention is to ride fast on highways, right, and race, then you go for super bikes, right? Same way here. Allocated storage, I'm just saying 5 GB, that's fine for me. Now some DB settings, I'm going to give some name to my database. That's going to come into the name of the the URL. I'm going to get an FQDN. Like when I create a load balancer, I get a big long DNS name, the FQDN. For this one also, I'm going to get the same thing. So I'm going to give some name to my database, and what do we name? All right, username, I'm gonna say just create a username with the root password as. So you have to be careful with this username and password. Okay, the application will have some username and password. So application that you're gonna see tomorrow and day after tomorrow has some inbuilt password into it and username. If you want to use that, you can use the same user over here. Okay, whatever it is, you get the information from the developer. Okay. Okay, username password next. Okay, last page. Okay, some information. So network and security VPC, just keep it default. Okay, subnet group. Okay, create it default, because when we see VPC, then we'll deal with these things. Availability zone, which zone do you want to create? Because we have selected just a single instance. Okay, not multi-AZ, so it does not matter which zone it gets created. But if we select multi-AZ, then we still have a choice. Which zones do you want? Okay. A database name. Okay, every database service will have internally multiple databases. Okay, so I'm gonna give some name to the inside the DB. I'm gonna create a database, name this accounts. That's what I'm gonna need. So just given a name over here. Port 3306 is the default port for MySQL. Okay, MySQL and Aurora DB also, and MariaDB also. Okay, 3306 is the default port. Okay, just leave those things as default. Well, backup policies. So as I told you, the backups are important for database. So RDS is going to take backups automatically by itself. All right. So you can select a window when it should take the backup, right? Start time and duration, or you can say no preference. So it will select a preference. 12 night. Okay, 12 night. It is going to select the preference if you don't select it. Otherwise, you can select it. Okay. The preference of backup should be the time when the database is less used. Okay, probably if it's for a web application and your website is used in the daytimes, then you should preferably take backup at the night time. Okay, that again depends when your database is used more. Some applications usage is more at the night time. Okay, some have at the daytime, so it depends totally. Right, how long do you want to keep those backups? Retention policy, I'm saying like 7 days max. After 7 days I don't need it, so I can delete. You can delete it. It's going to be a regular backup. Okay, you don't have to do it manually. It's going to be automated, regular backups. Okay, and if you keep on taking regular backups every day, you're gonna take a lot of storage space, right? And that's going to be charging you some money, so you have to take care about those aspects also. Okay. Monitoring, we have seen CloudWatch monitoring, right? So if I say enable enhanced monitoring, okay, and now this monitoring will be done every minute. We have seen every 5 minutes it was monitoring, and that is free. Okay, if I do it every minute, it's not going to be free. Okay, I have to do it. I can do it, granular, 60-second, 30-second, but this is not going to be free. Okay, so don't try this. Okay, just understand you already did CloudWatch. Okay, um, where we have set up an alarm. It monitors every 60 seconds, every 50, sorry, every 5 minutes. It's go and check whether everything is good or not, and then report back. This is going to do every minute or 30 seconds or 15 seconds. That means too much of network traffic. Every minute it's going and checking the database. It is up and running, the load, the memory, how many users are logged in, and all that information. Okay, so I'm going to disable enhanced monitoring. Okay, but in production, you get a confirmation, it's better you enable enhanced monitoring. Database is one thing you should be monitoring continuously. Okay, okay, then maintenance. uh, so database gets different upgrades and patches. Like we selected MySQL, so MySQL will release different patches, bug fixes and security fixes, right? So should you do it automatically or should you not do it? It's your choice. Okay, if you enable auto minor version upgrade, it's going to automatically upgrade your database, and this is a good choice if you have a multi-easy, okay, multi-zone database, then you go for this. Okay, otherwise disable it if you're just single instance. Okay, because if it's multi-zone, it's going to do rolling upgrades. Like you have two RDS instances in multiple zones, so it's going to do one by one. It's going to be rolling. Okay, so it's a good option. Your database should be always patched up, secure, okay, and should have the best performance. So it's a good idea to enable this feature. Okay, and then you can select the preference also, no preference, or you can select a window when do you want to do it. Okay, and that's it. Launch DB instance. View DB instance details. Okay, this is going to take some time. All right, just selected the DB and it's going to create. It's going to take some time. You see it's saying creating. Okay, so they'll show some CloudWatch graphs. Okay, CPU utilization, DB connection. These are different matrices. Okay, read IOPS. Right, and lots of matrix here. You can just go horizontally. Queue depth, replica, lag. Excuse me. Now you have to be real expert in database to understand these things. Okay, write throughput, read throughput, swap usage. Okay, some you can understand if you're a system admin, some being a DevOps. Okay, all of them you should have some network also. The DB information. Okay, CPU credit balance, network. See, lot of matrix for database. Okay, won't you use that many? Okay. Then you're going to have connect information. How you are going to connect it? So you'll see an endpoint over here once it's connected, a long name, okay, which you can use to connect to this database. It's publicly accessible, and it's not good if you're doing it for productions and all. A database should not be publicly accessible, but we have just skipped that. Okay, port number here selected 3306. It will come up over here showing the username. Okay, a security group also we have to change. Right. For RDS also we have security group. Okay, is it possible to update manually? Well, it's gonna give you an alert notification over here once you log in, or it's gonna also send you email notification if you configure event subscription notification. So you can decide yourself should you upgrade or not, or you can let it do automatically. In any case, you'll get a notification, and you can cancel upgrades also. It's gonna show you a notification saying in 5 days the database will be upgraded, in 4 days the database will be upgraded. If you want to upgrade it now, click this button, like that. Okay, you're gonna get that option, so you can decide there should you upgrade it or not. This is a section of reserved instances. Reserved instances are no, our DB that the RDS or EC2 instance that we just created is we pay hourly basis, okay? But if you know that you're gonna go very long with AWS for the compute resources like EC2 or RDS or S3, so you can reserve instance for yourself and pay in advance. So you get a huge discount also. Okay, certainly I can't show you that. Okay, and and sometimes it's a good idea, right? When you're sure that you're going to use for a year, so you directly get in contract with them. Please just reserve the instance. You can see all your reserved instances over here. This is for EC2 also. In EC2 also you have reserved instances. Okay, you can reserve instances for yourself for a year or so. Okay, and get huge discount in the price. Yeah, it's backing up. So now the status is changed to backing up. Okay, from creating to backing up. So it's a normal DB admin practice. Whenever they set up the database, the first thing that they do is they take the backup. Okay, then they make the changes. Then they add some tables and schema. Then again they take backup. Okay, make change, backup. Okay, because before making the change they take backup, because something goes wrong while making the change, they can quickly restore. Okay, RDS also follows the same methods. Okay, same best practices. So it's going to regularly take backups, and you also have an option where you can take backup whenever you want. Okay, backup is going to be in the form of snapshots. We've seen snapshot, we can recover the data from the snapshot, but here it's recovering is more easier than EC2. Here you just take the snapshot by clicking a button, and then by clicking another button you say just restore, done. Okay, it's going to just restore, but instance will get rebooted. Okay, RDS will get rebooted. Right, for backing up, okay, nothing will happen. All right, so scroll, let's click on this. Yeah, so connect information, here we have the endpoint. Okay, this is the database host name, so you can, it's publicly accessible, you can connect it. All right, port 3306. Now you can use any MySQL client, like the commands are generally MySQL -h. Now I don't have MySQL client over here to connect, but later we are going to anyways use it. Okay, these RDS services we're going to use with a vProfile application. As of now, just do it, understand it. Okay, later we'll use it, its usage is later. So this is the endpoint that you're going to use to connect to your RDS, and that's going to be the port number and the username, and we have given the password. Okay, if you want we can change the password also later. Okay, one important thing, again, you have to be careful about the security group also. Do not change the security group or not used the security group. Okay, so it's created a security group. Let's click on this. Where does it take us? Okay, so it has taken us to the EC2 dashboard. Okay, the security group here it created its rule. Let's check. All right, so it is saying, let's edit it. It has given a rule. MySQL Aurora port automatically it has taken 3306. This is my IP. Yeah, that's my IP. So automatically it has done it for us. Okay, but you have to add other security rules in this. For example, EC2 instance where you have set up some web application, okay, should be able to connect to it. So you have to give the IP address, for example, of a EC2 instance, like let's say 172.17. I don't know, 25.4/32, like that. So this IP should be able to connect to your RDS on port 3306. Okay, this is important. Otherwise, your web application will not be able to connect to the RDS. Okay, and we're going to do that. All right, this is just a heads up how you'll do it. Okay. Close it up. Yeah, it's totally up. It says available now. Okay, now let me show you a few more things. So what are things you did while you're setting up the instance? You selected DB engines and so many things, right? multi-AZ, yes or no, provisioned IOPS. But no, now you feel no, I need to change it from single to multi-AZ, or I want to go to the provisioned IOPS. I want to change the security group. Okay, so many things you have. If you want, you can change all of them. And this is a new view. Okay, even I'm not good this. Okay, modify. Yeah, see, here you can change. Okay, in the book you have an old UI. Okay, there you have an option over here which is connect action, and you change the action. Okay, so I can change so many things over here. Let's see, check this out. Okay, DB engine version, can I change that? Well, I can upgrade, but certainly not downgrade. Okay, now instance type I want to change, I can change it. Multi-AZ, I can do no to yes. General purpose to provisioned IOPS. Oh, I get a magnetic option also. Okay, don't go for this. Okay, for database, if you plan to shut down your database and let it be there before you move to some other database, that time you can change it to magnetic. Okay, if you're not at all using it. Otherwise, if you're using it, don't go for magnetic. You can change the size of the database. Okay, you can reset the password of the user. Okay, the instance name and new master password. Master username is root. If you want to change its password, you can give it. Okay, network and security, the security group. If it has created a security group for you, you want to create your own security group and add it to this, you can do that. Okay, publicly accessible, yes or no. Initially, if you want to connect it from your home or your office and try, it's good, right? Then probably make it publicly accessible, no. Okay, because the DB should not be publicly accessible first of all. Okay, port number, if you want, you can change. Copy tags to snapshot, I'll show you this. What does this mean? Backup policies, the monitoring policies, and the maintenance. Okay, all those things can be changed. Okay, you can take backups also for this. Okay, instance action. All right, yeah, here instance action. So modify, if you click, we go into the same place where you can modify so many things. You want to take a backup. Now it's ideal practice you take backup every time you are upgrading DB, making any DB change, or even web application changes, you take backup. Okay, it's a standard practice. Take snapshot, upgrade. Okay, if everything goes good, fine. If it does not go good, then restore to point in time, roll back. Okay, see, it is very easy here. Just click of buttons. If you do it yourself, you have to do so many things. Okay, then other option, migrate to latest snapshot. Probably you just want to migrate to the previous snapshot. Okay, you can do it quickly. Okay, you can stop it to save some money. If you're not using it for some time, you want to save some money. The licensing cost will not be saved. Okay, the what will save will be it's going to be it's using instance type, right? So that money will be saved. Reboot. So after updating some patches, it will suggest you to reboot. Okay, and you can reboot. Sometimes even without rebooting, you're trying, after the patch gets upgraded, sometimes the DB becomes inaccessible. Okay, and I've seen, once or twice I've seen I rebooted this RDS because of I was not able to access it, and then it came up. Okay, because you don't have access here to log into the system and restart the MySQL service. Okay, here I know it's all abstracted from us. All right, I can just directly reboot, or I can delete it. Okay, there are some other expensive options like creating read replicas. The RDS that we created, we can write data into that, and we can read the data also. Okay, but if your read operation is more compared to write operation, then you can create another replicas for this. Can we add any hooks or handlers? For example, I want to run a DB script before taking snapshot, etc. Before taking snapshot, there was something with webhooks, but that was for auto scaling, not with this. I have not seen any such thing, Srini, frankly speaking, with this. Probably you have to use the endpoint, the username and password, and and do it by yourself through some scripts or something. Okay, no, I don't think you can do it from here. I have not seen such option. Okay, but I can't say no also anything in AWS, because they just keep on adding new features. Recently they have added a a hooks feature in auto scaling. you know that's what I was thinking. Yesterday itself I've seen it. Okay, but I have not seen it for RDS. Right. Yeah, so read replica is a concept where if you have a lot of read operation and you want to separate read operation and write operation, so your DB becomes faster. Okay, this is to increase the DB performance. Okay, so like you have two lanes road, right? So that the traffic flows nicely. Not everybody in the same road. The left hand side people goes on the left side if you're in India, right? And the people who are coming from the other side goes from the right side road, right? So you have two ways road, right? So if you have two-way road, the traffic flows very nicely, right? So if you want such kind of things, if you want to separate the read operation, you can create read replicas, and you can create as many as read replica you want. Okay, and of course it's you have to pay some money, extra money for that. Okay, twice, thrice, four times or five times money. Okay, you create read replicas, right? And again, it's your option if you want to increase the performance. All right. So see, now let's reiterate. So I have created the database. Now there's so many things that is automatically managed by RDS, but I still have the control. I told you I have the control. I can increase its size. I can change the security group rules. Okay, I can increase. I can change the backup time, and I can change the upgrade times. There are so many things that I can control. I can upgrade to a different no, upgrade to a different version of the engine, right? It's a platform as a service, but I have a lot of control over it. See, this is what a platform as a service in AWS is compared to other places. Okay, like there are some cloud providers who are totally into platform as a service, but they don't give too much control. Okay, here we have platform as a service for database, but we still have a lot of control over it. Okay, multi-AZ, and there's so many things. Okay, and we have an option. We can go free tier, we want to go multi-AZ or provisioned APIs, general purpose. Okay, we can control so many things over here, and still it is managed automatically by AWS. Okay, it's amazing service, trust me. Once people gets hooked up to this RDS, okay, they don't feel like doing it by themselves, right? I recommend it for the startups. Okay, every time, just it's a go for it. Okay, don't even think about it going to anything else. Just go for RDS. Okay, it's going to save a lot of pain. Okay, will be saved. For bigger organization also, where they don't have separate admin team, or they don't they sorry, DB admin teams, they don't want to manage separate DB admin teams, they can go for RDS. Okay, but there are some things, few things. Okay, when we go to Oracle database and all, and probably you don't have such options over here, then you can go with your own databases. Okay, right? So you get a choice. You're gonna definitely come across RDS if you're working with AWS. Okay, EC2, RDS, and S3 are these common services which you'll see everywhere you go and you use AWS. Okay, and that's why we covered this. Being DevOps, yes, we're gonna use that. Okay, so web application will be using it. Probably we'll do DB deployments or something, and a vProfile application needs database that you'll see tomorrow. So in that case, we'll use RDS, okay, rather than doing it manually. Okay, so any questions about RDS? Okay, I'm going ahead and delete cluster here. For us, the cluster is the multi-AZ. In the multi-AZ deployment, it's going to create multiple RDS instances for us in different zones. Okay, it's totally managed by the AWS. You don't need to do anything. You there? Did I answer your question? Is that what you're asking? Okay, I don't hear anything from you.
Yes, Imran. Yeah,
Okay,
I replied you.
okay. Um, all right, so I'm gonna delete this, okay, and I don't know, expire 750 hours. Okay, just once you're done practicing, just delete it. Okay, so you don't spend any money. We are using free tier. Okay, we have DB schema and create database tables. You can access it through any MySQL client. Okay, you don't have a place from here. You cannot add anything. Okay, schema, you cannot access it. You use your MySQL client. Okay, you have the host name and the port number, username and password. You have the DB host name, so you'll connect it. Okay, if you talk about Linux, right? So I don't have my MySQL client over here. It's not a Linux instance certainly. So you'll see something like that. MySQL-h, okay, and the host name, -u, and the username, and then -p, and then you enter, you log in to MySQL database. So in this case, if you have to be sure where you're logging in from. If I'm doing it from my system, okay, and this will work in when you have MySQL client installed on a Linux machine. This is a command for Linux machine. Okay, for Windows you have to download a UI based MySQL client. Okay, I don't know, command based Windows I have not used it. So in Linux, if you install MySQL client, yum install MySQL client, okay, you can use this, connect to the database, but your security group rule should allow your IP and it should be publicly accessible. Then only you will be able to access from your home or from your office network. Otherwise, you create an EC2 instance in the same region, okay, and from there you can log in. All right, that too again security group rules apply. Right, and then you can restore the database. If you're DB down, you do it like this. So our developer is going to show it to you how to do it. Okay, we have some DB accounts db.sql. Okay, some DB dump that you have to restore. Okay, so the developer will show this to you. Okay. Okay, time to delete this. So I'm going to delete this now. Okay, you don't care when you're deleting, because you just it's practicing and learning. But real time, be very careful. Okay, it gives you still final some options. Create a final snapshot. Okay, before you delete. So even if DB is getting deleted, you take a snapshot and then you delete. If you want to restore back, you can restore from the final snapshot. How you can restore? Well, you can create another RDS quickly and then restore. In the action section you're seeing, a restore to point in time. You select the snapshot and your DB is restored. Okay. Final snapshot name. All right. So I don't want to take snapshot. I'm saying no. So finally is asking, just acknowledge, are you sure you want to delete? Yeah, I'm sure. And delete. Okay, real time, if it has some data, take its snapshot before you delete it. Okay, just in case after a week or 2 weeks, they come back something crying, somebody crying that I had some DB over there, I want that back. You can restore it if you have snapshot. Okay, wait for 1 or 2 weeks and give you final warnings, 1 or 2 warnings. Okay, final backup of the database is going to get deleted. Confirm if you want to keep it up or not. Right, don't just abruptly go and delete it. If you get just delete the database. Mostly it's going to be to save money, right? And let's say just delete it, right? But sometimes it comes back. Can you restore it? Is there a way to restore it? Right, so take a snapshot, give them few warnings before you finally delete it. Okay, that's the way. This was a new look. I'm using new look. In the book you have the old console. All the options, everything remains same. There's nothing changed in terms of options and all. Just the look is changed. Okay, I'm liking the new look. I'm really liking it. Okay, it looks better to me. All right. Okay, same is gonna be for the S3 also. With this the next service which you're gonna see. Okay, So let it get deleted. I'm gonna show you another AWS service, which is S3. Okay? It's one of the easiest service of AWS, Amazon S3. So some comparison to understand it very quickly. I don't want to go into too much theory in this. Okay, it's very simple service. It's a Google Drive, you can say, for AWS. All right, but not just limited to that. There are so many more features with S3. Okay, but just to make you understand, it's a file storage like Google Drive, Dropbox. Okay, what's a file storage? Well, you just log into the file storage. You create a top level directory and you start uploading your data. Okay, any file based data, any movies, documents, text files, anything. All right, anything, any document. Okay, also block storage. Block storage is our EBS volume. Okay, if somebody asks you what's the difference between EBS and S3, the difference is EBS is a block storage, S3 is a file storage. Okay, block storage, you create, you format it, you mount it, you've seen it. Okay, file storage, you just create the top level directory over there and just start uploading your data or downloading your data. Okay, start accessing it. Okay, all the other thing, block storage for file storage is managed in the backend. So it's a very simple service, but it provides you great many options, and it has some amazing features, all right, and amazing benefits. Because of that, Amazon S3 is the best file storage service on the planet. Okay, trust me, it's the best file storage service. All right, there's nobody even close to this. All right, so some benefits I'll tell you. One, it is extremely easy to set up on the cloud. Okay, second, it gives you availability, 99.99% availability. That's what it claims. Okay, how? Because whatever data you upload into S3 bucket gets replicated into 3 different zones. Okay, 3 different zones. So even if your data gets deleted at 2 places, you still have the data. Something goes wrong at the AWS side, I'm telling you, right? Your data is still secure, and that's why they're giving you 99.99% availability. That is huge. Okay, and AWS claims are not hollow. All right, I told you it's true till date. I've heard that the claims are not hollow. They're true to their part. All right, and that's why they're so famous. Okay, so here on the top level we create a bucket. Okay, like in Google Drive, we log in and probably will create a folder, and then in that folder we'll add data, right? So here we create a bucket. Okay, every bucket will have some name. Okay, the name has to be unique name in that region, like unique across regions, across all the accounts. Okay, because this name will be added into your DNS name. So your S3 bucket will get an endpoint which you can access from anywhere in the world. Okay, again, S3 is a software as a service. Okay, software as a service are easiest. There's nothing much to do over there except setting some permissions and all. Okay, there's nothing much. Okay, everything is controlled. Here you don't have the instance type, the storage type, and zones and other stuff. Okay, here just create it. Everything is taken care by AWS. You don't even have control. Okay, you have to select a unique name across the region. If your name is not unique with somebody else, let's say somebody else in the same region and a different account has the same bucket name, okay, it's going to give you an error. Okay, so get a unique name for your bucket. Right, so I don't know what's the unique name for me. Express. Hopefully that's a unique name. Let's find out. Region. So in EC2, right, we create an instance in one region, and that's in that region only, right? S3 is not like that. You create S3 in any region, it's available in all the regions. Okay, so why should you select region then? Well, depends on where your customer is located. If your customers are located in North Virginia, the US region, select that region. It's going to be faster for them. Okay, every bucket are going to have some settings. All right, so if you want to copy settings from the previous bucket, you can do that, or you can have your own settings. Okay, next. So just a heads up, 5 GB upload is free for S3. Okay, 5 GB, more than 5 GB, they'll charge, and they'll also charge here for the network IO. If the network IO is more, they charge you. Okay, so just check the pricing uh, before you upload any huge objects over there, and you have a lot of people who are accessing it. Uh, okay, so here you have three options: a versioning. So like, okay, you're not seeing version control system that you're going to see tomorrow. Okay, from the developer. So we can version our code like that. We can version objects. In S3 bucket, the data that we're uploading, let's say I'm uploading a movie in my S3 bucket. So that movie is an object. Okay, and I can have different version of that object. Okay, if I keep multiple version, I pay more, right? More storage. But if something goes wrong, if I delete it, the newer version, I still have the older version and I can restore from it. Okay, for that you use versioning. Okay, logging. So I told you, regarding network, will we be charged for both upload and yes, you'll be charged for both IO. Okay, upload and download. It's not too much as you think. It's if you go beyond a certain limit, all right, then only they start charging you. Now logging. So Amazon S3, some few things I want to tell you. Why should you use S3? Okay. Right, so I've told you snapshot benefits, right? Remember, S3 is used in variety of uses. Okay, I can't limit to just what I'm telling you. It's what I got to know from my experiences. That's what I use it in these different areas. So S3 can be used one for normal file storage. Okay. Second, it is used. It can be used to host static website. Yeah, you can host website into that, right? See, we have gotten a static website yesterday, right? Yesterday, I believe so, right? In Elastic Load Balancer, we put our website there, right? And we host it. Well, you can directly take your static website, put it in S3 bucket, you get an endpoint, and you share it with everyone. That's it. The website is done. Okay? And as a shared storage. Right. Remember our EBS volume, right? EBS volume, we create an EBS volume, then we attach it to an instance. So one EBS volume can be attached only to one instance. I cannot have one EBS volume attached to multiple instances, right? So once it's attached, I format, I mount it, right? Now, can I use S3 as a mount point? Yes, I can use, and you can also share the same S3 bucket with multiple instances. Right, so all the instances or all the systems will mount a directory, and that directory will have exactly same data because they're coming from the same S3 bucket. This is called as shared storage. It's a cheap solution, or I would say it's a workaround for a shared storage in AWS. Okay, for shared storage, AWS provides you AWS EFS. Okay, it is very expensive. It's like SAN. Okay, EFS. Looking small, isn't it?
Hi.
Hey.
So my question is, if you want to create cluster instances, you need to have the shared volume to them, right?
Exactly.
So in that
Exactly.
case, so how you'll use it?
That's what I'm telling you. You can use S3 for that, for shared volumes. Okay.
But
S3 is a cheap
see,
solution. It's
if you
yes.
wanted to use, example, if you wanted to use cluster instances, it need to have the block storage, right, to boot it from the same disk, and you wanted to run the
Boot. No,
same
no,
op.
no, no. Why would you boot a operating system from a shared volume? Here you have EC2 instance that has its own AMI. You cannot boot it from a shared volume. Definitely not. Everybody will have a different operating system when it comes to EC2. Okay, when it comes to a shared storage, you have AWS EFS. Okay, which is like a block storage. Okay, it's like a SAN, which a LUN that's created and you mount it, but it is expensive. Okay, we have a cheap solution S3, you can use as a shared storage, but it is not certainly supported by AWS for shared storage. Okay, we have some workaround. We are going to install some software which will help us mount S3 as a shared volume. Okay, but it is a workaround. All right, and when if you don't need a high performing shared volume, then you can go with S3. But if you need a high performing shared volume, you have to go with EFS. This one.
Okay.
Okay, and it is expensive.
If you wanted to use some clustered applications, I mean to say, same application, if you wanted to use to create redundancy or to make high available, if you wanted to use the same application on multiple instances, so so how you use it? You use EFS, or how you create the clustering between the
That's what I'm
EC2?
telling you. It depends on the does it need a high performance storage? Okay, for example,
Okay.
database needs a high performance storage. You cannot have a S3 and can't store data over that time. You'll definitely go with EFS. Okay, but
Okay.
if web application, where you're storing images, the images need a shared storage. You have so many web servers, you're storing images and the image goes into a shared directory. Okay, you don't need a high performing volume, a high performing shared directory. For that, S3 is great. All right, so you have to make a decision, if you're an architect, which one you should go for. If and here the choice is going to be in between money or the speed. Right, which
Okay.
one do you prefer? All right, so like that you make a choice here. Right, EFS
Okay.
is fast. Okay, but it's very expensive. Right, S3 is cheap, but but it's not get supported, okay, by AWS. Okay, for shared storage. Okay, but for other things, yes, it is supported. Right.
Okay.
Okay, I'll show you how to mount it as a shared volume. Okay.
Yep.
All right, so hosting static websites. So you can host your website. Somebody wants to host a website, a static website, and quickly want to do it, and doesn't need any database or no such thing, shared directory or nothing. Have just a static website. You can directly host it on S3 bucket, get an endpoint, and then you can use that endpoint to access your website. Okay, a quick and easy solution. There are many static websites that are today running from S3 bucket. Okay, I did few of them. All right, because see, why to unnecessarily create an EC2 instance, install Apache, then host a service there, then you have to manage it, keep it running up and running all the time, take backup, right? There's no point if you have S3. Okay, quickly, and I'm going to show you, it's very easy, extremely easy. Okay, but for that, there's one thing that you're going to need is logging. So if you want to also track how many users are coming to your website, right, and how many hits you are getting daily, how many uploads and downloads, or whatever is happening from your S3 bucket. So you can enable logging. Okay, when you enable logging, then you select an S3 bucket, okay, where it's going to store a file. Okay, then that file will have the information that can be parsed. Okay, because S3 bucket doesn't have a web service, right? If you have a web service, that you can, then you have logs, like Apache has access.log, but here you don't have, so you can enable the logging feature. Okay, tags you use for tracking your cost. Every object will get a tag, and that tag name will appear in your billing, saying that this object is being upload download is done too much, so you can understand which object is costing you more money or less money. You can track it. Okay, these features are not free, by the way. Okay, and we're not enabling it. Next, now setting some permission. The user will have all the permission, read, write, and execute. You can add another account, another AWS account, and from that account also you can give permission to the users. Okay, so what kind of permission? All right. This. Okay, manage public permission. So if you're going to host a static website, okay, on your S3 bucket, you have to grant public read access to the bucket, so everybody should be able to read your bucket. Okay, you can also share PDF files, by the way, through the S3 bucket. Okay, you can put the PDF file, give the URL, and people can able to read that file. Okay, uh, okay, I'm gonna see next. I've given a public read access to this bucket because I'm planning to host a website here. Okay, click on next, Okay, create bucket. Done. That's my bucket, and we get a symbol of bucket also here. See, this is a new UI web interface. In book, you have the older interface. Okay, in older interface, you don't have the 4 windows where you select different option. You just click on create bucket. You give a name. That's it. It gets created. Okay. So I'm into the bucket now. Now the bucket has properties. All those properties that I can change. Okay, I can enable static web hosting. Okay, we'll come here later. Let's upload some data. Okay, let's upload, add files. I can put an image that I can share. I can put an index.html file if I'm hosting website. Yeah, I have an index.html file here, which I uploaded. See, upload. Yeah, it's uploaded. Okay, now properties here, versioning, logging. I told you static web hosting. Okay, click on this button. Use this bucket to host a website, right? You can click on this button and you get an endpoint here. Okay, this is going to be the URL of your website. Okay, this can be mapped to another domain name. So I'm saying the index document, give the index document name, index.html. Well, you can host your the website from template. You can put all the data over here. Okay, I have just one file, index.html, just showing you. Okay, any error document, if there is some maintenance going on, you just rename the index.html file and you present an error.html file, and that file will have information like, the website is under maintenance. Okay, come back later, that kind of stuff. Okay, and it's going to be taken care by the developer anyways. Okay, you just have to give the name. Okay, save this. Okay, let me get the URL. Okay, so that's the URL of my website. I have enabled the web hosting. Let's check. We're going to get an error. Okay, I think 403 forbidden. That's the error code. There's a permission. It's denying for a permission. So when I hit this website, it's going to go and present the index.html to me. Okay, but I am forbidden to access that. So let's come back here. Click on our object. Now every object also has properties. Okay, like bucket has properties, object also has properties. So here you can make it as public. Okay, index.html I have to make public. So if you're putting the entire website, all the files should be public. Okay, it's going to be public read. Okay, so don't worry, nobody's going to change or anything on your website. Okay, let's refresh it. You see, that's what it contains. Just hello Devops. That's all. Right, a quick and easy way to host a website. Right, you just need the developer's code, just put it over there, make it public, done. Okay, I know this is a weird name, but this name you can put it to go to some GoDaddy or some place, purchase a domain name and give nice name to your website, and you'll have a website up and running in few minutes. Okay, so some people say, with cloud you can go online in minutes, right? That's what they mean. This is what they mean, in minutes, right? Now static websites are also used, like the company's main page, information about the organization, or about your business. Okay, just for information and all. So there are so many static websites around the world. Okay, and I say S3 bucket is the easiest way to host a static website. Okay, you don't need anything else. You don't need anybody's help. You just need the developer's code. That's it. You don't need the admin. You don't need anybody. Okay, plus you can, whenever you want, you can download the website and take a backup. Okay, it's going to be 99.99% up and running. How about that? Right, and that's what we want, right? A website should be up and running all the time, right? That's what the motto of sysadmin, right? But you're getting it for apps, very cheap cost. Trust me, dirt cheap. All right, 99%. You don't need a load balancer for having high availability, blah blah blah, nothing, right? So my favorite choice for static websites. All right, and you know why. We can give some different kinds of permissions to this bucket. So permission comes in one form of who's going to access. So you have users from your account, from your AWS account, like an IAM user, or you can have IAM user from a different account who can have permission to read and write another thing. There are bucket policies also. Okay, S3 bucket policy. All right. Now bucket policies are written in JSON format. There are so many bucket policies that is available online on GitHub accounts, okay, which you can use to fine tune the control. Okay, that's out of the scope of this course because that takes you too many levels down in AWS. You need developer information of the JSON. You should be able to code in JSON. All right, all those things. So we certainly not going into that area, but it's just a heads up. If you are having problem with permissions with S3 bucket, you have to go with bucket policies, but you need to know JSON for that. Okay, so you should have good hands on JSON. You can write your own bucket policy, and there's so many other policies also available. Okay, online you can just search S3 bucket policies, and there's so many examples out there which you can use, okay, to fine tune the access. All right. There are some other advanced features also, like transfer acceleration. You're trying to upload or download some data and you want faster speed. Okay, they give you more bandwidth, but it's charged. Okay, it's not free. Okay. uh, can you put links on one page to access other page? Yeah, you can have a redirect also. Instead of hosting a website, you can have a redirect rules like that, and you can give a bucket name of some other bucket name over here. So the people hit this website, right, and they get redirected to a different bucket, okay, on protocol HTTP or HTTPS, and you can do that. Right. Where was I? Yeah. So you also have a cross-region replication. So you want to replicate your bucket from one region to other region, or object or entire content or entire bucket. Okay, you can replicate from one region to other region. Let's say you're in North Virginia, your bucket, you want to replicate it to other region, you can do that. It is not free. Okay, and you can set rules for regular replication also. All right. Some analytics, metrics, right, and some new features. Okay. Right. So we have few more things about S3 that I'm gonna take tomorrow as a shared storage. I'm running out of time today. I have to rush. So tomorrow I'm going to talk about S3 shared storage, how to take the S3 bucket and mount it to the instance, like we mount an EBS volume as a shared volume, that we're gonna take tomorrow. Hold on. We'll do that on Monday or Tuesday. Tomorrow, I'll have my developer show you the application, vProfile application, and teach you the version control system, GitHub, and Maven, the build tool. So understand our application. He's written the application. He's also co-author of the book. His name is Wahid Khan. He'll take your session tomorrow and day after tomorrow. Once you understand our application, where it is kept, the source code, how to build it, then the next week we're going to see the continuous integration, how to take that developer's code and build it. It's very important for a DevOps to work with developer. Okay, DevOps work with developers. Okay, so you hear it from the developer, understand the Git and Maven also for yourself, get your hands on it, because in continuous integration we are going to do all those things but automated. Okay, we're going to do all this through Jenkins. So next week we're going to start Jenkins. Okay, after tomorrow class will be there on Saturday. Yes, the class will be there on Saturday. Okay, so you're going to have a Friday and Saturday. Friday you'll see the version control system GitHub. It's not important for you to go too much deep also in GitHub. Okay, but you should be aware about version control system, because you're also going to write some configuration files and some code which you need to keep in version control system. You also need to access the developer source code. Okay, so you should understand it. Okay, being DevOps, and also you should know how the build happens, the build process happens. Okay, once you have understanding about it and you can run those commands to do it yourself, then we can automate all those things easily, and it will be very easy for you to understand the next week. Okay, so there will be a class tomorrow and day after tomorrow. All right, any question before I wrap it up?
Imran, Asif here.
Yeah, Saif.
Hello.
Yeah,
The
go
last
ahead.
time we had a elastic IP which was attached to the network interface.
Right.
Yeah, so I had made it like there was some NAT gateways which was making it the problem.
Oh
So
boy,
we
you why did you create NAT gateway? You know NAT gateway is not free.
yeah like I just tried to get some experience. Like we have
Yeah,
this.
we have
So
that experience, man. Just be patient. We're gonna do
yeah,
all those things.
in the forum I checked it out. I got to know the okay, earlier like some developers pasted that this is what
Uh,
unless and get the NAT gateways out. So
of
you
course,
won't.
yes, you won't be, it won't release that.
So yeah, and I requested them for the like waiver of. So they came to me and like they say we want to waiver off.
Sorry, what is that?
Yeah, I went ahead to Amazon and I requested for the waiver of. So they waived off as well.
Good. At least you got it waived off. Okay.
And
Don't torture
Imran,
them too much, man. They are good guys.
hi Imran.
Yeah.
Yeah, small doubt, Imran. And regarding EC2 instances, in companies,
Hmm.
what kind of EC2 instances generally we prepare?
Kind as in type of
Yeah,
EC2
type
instance.
of instances.
See, M series is the most famous series. M4.large, M4.extra large. That depends on how much size of memory and RAM and CPU you need. But M series is the most popular series. T series is not so popular because it doesn't have good network performance. M series have CPU memory and good network performance, so it's better than T series. T2 we are using just for to save money. There are other series also, like compute optimized, memory optimized, graphics optimized. And that depends on what kind of application is running. Okay, that being said, first you start with M series. If you find lag in memory or CPU or something, then you can change your instance type. Okay, you can shut down the instance, go to setting and change the instance type also. Okay,
Okay.
but see, that will come with capacity planning. It's a huge concept, capacity planning. It's one of the highly paid job in the world, capacity planning. For that you need to do a lot of testing, stress testing on your instance, and then you decide what is the right CPU or memory or graphics for your instance. Okay, if you're not an architect, you won't even decide it. Okay, you just get the information. But if you have to decide, go for M series first. If you are having some lag or something, okay, then move to a different series.
Okay. And one more thing.
Yeah.
Regarding snapshots, and
Mhm.
in our session we deleted the data. Later
Mhm.
we unmount. After that we deleted the snapshot.
No,
Um,
no.
sorry, we
First you
didn't.
take snapshot. First you take snapshot, and then you do any operation like delete or corrupting. Okay. You take snapshot, then let's say your data got deleted. Then you create another volume with the snapshot. Okay, and you replace the existing volume.
Yeah, we created the snapshot, but we didn't mount that snapshot, right? We didn't use
No,
that
we mounted.
snapshot.
No, we used to. We created a new volume from the snapshot. That's how we recovered the data, right?
Okay, okay,
We create a new volume from the snapshot, and then we mount. Then we detach the old volume. We mount the new volume, which has created from the snapshot. Okay, and we mount it and we see the data. Snapshot
Oh,
we
we
cannot
took that.
directly mount.
Oh, okay. We took that instance, then into that new snapshot. Then we deleted the data, and Vagrant
Yes,
using Vagrant, right? Okay.
Vagrant? No, there's
Okay.
no Vagrant over there. You take the snapshot, then you do any upgrade or delete or corrupt or anything, right? And from snapshot you create another volume. You directly cannot mount a snapshot. Okay, you create another volume, and that volume you replace with the old volume, so you have the data back like that.
Okay.
Okay, certainly you have to mount it. Okay, existing volume cannot be restored.
Okay. I'll check. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Discover the new console. Yeah, okay. Yeah, there is some video it is linking to. Okay, okay, you have some quick tips also here. All right, and we're gonna see SV later once again, two times by the way. Okay, and RDS also you're gonna see one more time. All right. Till then, take care. Bye bye. I'll see you on Monday if the developer gets complete on Friday and Saturday. Then I'll see you on Monday. Otherwise, I'll see you on Tuesday. Okay. So Wahid Khan will join tomorrow. I'll also join, introduce him to you, and then he'll take over from there. Okay. Thank you very much for attending. Okay. See you next week. Take care. Bye bye.